And as the Fed continues its battle against inflation, there's a lot of talk these days about whether the economy will see a soft landing or a hard landing, or most recently, and explain this one, no landing at all. So where does Washington go from here? For more, we're joined by Yahoo Finance senior columnist Rick Newman, the man who was always flying high and never landing. Rick, there is talk here on the no landing scenario. What do you believe is happening this week in Bidenomics?
This is the latest buzz phrase, the no landing scenario. Yahoo Finance tweeted a real nice mashup of this earlier in the week, and I linked to this in my weekly Bidenomics update, which is on our app right now. A no landing scenario, while physically kind of impossible, would be that we do not get either a hard landing or a soft landing from the Fed trying to beat inflation. But basically, things just stay the same, which is to say we have high inflation and the job market stays strong and employment stays pretty strong. So all this talk about landing, I think we're really kind of torturing the metaphor at this place. But President Biden has his own way of talking about this. And he had remarks today when we got the numbers on wholesale inflation and also on incomes and spending. And this is what Biden's been saying. We've accomplished a lot. The job numbers look great, but we have a lot of work to do and we need to finish the job. So basically what he's saying is we need to stick with the Biden economic plan in order to get the rest of this accomplished. And the rest of this would be getting inflation down to, let's say, under 4%. I don't know if it's going to happen. I mean, honestly, all the projections on this have been coming in wrong. We saw the income and spending data today much hotter than economists thought. So nobody really has a good handle on this economy. So I guess we're just throwing up our arms in the air and saying maybe it'll never land.
Yeah, Rick, he certainly is trying to spin it to his advantage. It hasn't seemed to work, though, when you take a look at the recent poll numbers, clearly not improving in terms of his approval ratings. How do you see this potentially affecting a 2024 run? And what do you think that's going to look like? Because now there's talk that maybe he won't even seek re-election.
I did actually notice one poll this week, Shauna, where Biden's approval rating ticked up. It was an NPR Marist poll, and it only went up to about 46%. That's really not that much to celebrate, but it's more movement than we've seen in Biden's approval rating in a while. So we'll have to see if there are some other polls that validate that. There has been a little bit of scuttlebutt this week that maybe Biden is not going to run for re-election after all. I think part of the reason for that is some people in the Democratic Party thought that he would have announced his plans by now. He would have said, yes, I'm running for re-election. There was some thinking that February of 2023 would be the time for him to do that, and he has not done that yet. Now, if he ends up announcing, in a few weeks, in March or even April, yes, he's running, that delay won't really mean anything. But maybe he's having second thoughts. I mean, he has signaled that he wants to run without coming right out and saying that. I think he's 80 years old right now, and he would be very old if he ran for president. There are a lot of concerns about his age. So it would be a real shakeup if Biden decided not to run. There are a bunch of Democrats who want to run, but they don't want to challenge a sitting president. And it would also change what Biden might be able to do during his last 2 years in office. You can do things when you're not running for re-election that you cannot do so easily if you want voters to give you another chance. So it's important, this decision.
Yes, he would indeed be older than what many deemed to already be old when he ran 3 years ago. So we will see exactly where the party goes forward from here and what type of young blood gets brought in on both sides of the aisle there, too. Rick Newman, thanks so much for breaking this down.
Hi, guys.
See you.